Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen. Today looking at the retuning of the new flight model, new concepts for clothing for microtech, planetary natural feature scaling, so big canyon-y type things, the Banu Defender, sort of where we are up to with that, 3.5.0Z on the PTU and some fixes that it's made, player feedback, and some other little bits. This is a summary of Inside Star Citizen You Banu and some extra info tacked on as well. The evolution of the new flight experience was something they talked about inside Star Citizen. The new flight model is a re-evaluation of the whole flight model, both technically for performance and functionality, back towards what they had for the sort of vision for the game moving forward. They originally showed off plans for the new flight model in October 2018 at CitizenCon, but most of the feedback they used to evolve the model was in the Evocati 3.5 test phase. They have retuned a lot of ships several times for that new model. They feel they are hitting much closer to what the community want with their current revisions than they've had previously, though they aren't done yet. There's lots more work they need to do. There are restrictions with what they can do, as well as all the features that will influence flight and combat are yet to be fleshed out. Physicalized components, for example. They've learned a lot of stuff with the balance and how accelerations of ships interact with the rest of tuning. They can't tune bits in isolation from other parts of ship balance. Production sprints. So they talked a load about lots of little tiny production sprints that they've been working on currently. They can produce a theory, build the experiment, and then test and review it. That's basically a quick production sprint, which they can do over 2 weeks, but can be over months or whatever. This is how they deal with many new features and makes their production schedule possible in its current form. They look at these features, build them out quickly, and then test and review them and iterate upon them. They completed a concept sprint on some new clothing for microtech called ELD. It's a colourful style of more extroverted clothing for citizens that want to really make themselves known. They are looking at animated and glowing textures for clothing like this in the future as well, and they had ideas for stock prices and ship commercials being shown on clothes, for example. FPS weapons team have been working on the Apocalypse Arms Animus missile launcher that has seen various explorations completed. There was some great looking potential grey box animations there as well with that. I'm very much looking forward to a handheld missile launcher. Environment art have been trying to improve the scaling of natural features on planets and moons. So this will lead to unique giant canyons, craters, and sort of like these giant natural features on a much larger scale. It's an iteration of their current tech, sort of pushing it to its limits. And that seems to be the best option to make these sort of technologies they're using for procedural generation as efficient and capable as possible, and allows them to make these giant, much more amazing looking scenics. They showed off some of the Vanguard exterior bits, mainly just the tracked and wheeled landing gear. So they are also making exterior improvements and updates to the Vanguard, and we will see more of that Vanguard rework in the near future. Player feedback. So they have an entire reporting process dedicated to player feedback, and that helps evolve the game. They take info that players give them about parts of the game, typically that they don't like or need balance or for ideas or whatever, and then they relay that to the developers so it can be easily actioned. They monitor feedback threads, looking for common topics, comments and suggestions that players agree on, things like that. This method is a quick baseline, but is also supported with in-game analytics and player surveys. This allows them to take a much more in-depth look at ship and weapon balance. They do this all the time, but it's especially active during PTU phases and after a major quarterly release. They use this sort of system to balance the amount of monies you'd get for doing missions, difficulty of missions, everything that you can think of in the game that can be balanced, and the evolution of features and stuff like that has some form of player feedback going on. We got to see some more bits of the Banu Defender. It's the staple primary fighter of the Banu race. Quick, nimble, agile, and deadly. It's mass-produced and sold to other races in the galaxy, so we should see them relatively commonly, I suppose, in the game. The Defender is the first Banu ship released, or going to be released. The interior is an entirely new pipeline with like organics and flowing shapes. All the materials, art and shape language had to be done from scratch. The future Banu ships, their tile sets, materials, colour palette and shapeology are all based on the Defender, and the next Banu ship will be much more easily be able to then follow that design process materials. It's all sort of like built out for that to then follow, but obviously at a larger scale if it's going to be the Banu Merchantman. The fact that the materials of the ship are alien do allow for a lot more differences and range and what we've had previously with ships in game. They're still dialing everything in, changing up parts as well. We should have that for 3.6. The PTU update, there's been some additional fixes being tested on the PTU, the public test universe at the moment, with a 3.5.0Z patch, combining a few pieces. Bounty mission markers should now consistently display. Items should no longer occasionally get stuck to a player's feet. They fixed a crash associated with mining, and there's additional memory scaling to avoid corruption crashes associated with mining as well. Hopefully, they will iron a load of the other known issues for a hotfix for 3.5 or a 3.5.1 live patch in the very near future. But this patch, this PTU patch, because it's not on live yet, does seem to have fixed the issues that I had with mining with the Prospector, which had some common crashes when you were mining. If they can improve performance on near full servers and AI jitter as well in 3.5, I will be more than happy with that 3.5 build. A lot going on with 3.5. If we can get server stability and performance with full servers and AI working properly with their missions and spawning and not being jittery, then I think that 3.5 will be a fantastic branch for Star Citizen. Every month we have a ship giveaway on the channel for May 2019. It's for another Drake Corsair exploration ship, donated in the name of the People's Radio. They are a 24/7 radio station providing music in the Verse News and in Law commercials, and are operated by the People's Alliance of Levski. To be in for a chance of winning that ship, be subscribed to my YouTube channel and comment on any of my videos made during the month. Links to the People's Radio and more information on the giveaway in the description below. If you are looking for a gaming PC or to upgrade, then instead consider Shadow Cloud gaming PCs, which leverage your internet connection and a data center to turn any device, your old PC, a phone, a tablet, a laptop, whatever, into a powerful Windows 10 gaming environment. It's subscription-based, so won't break the bank, and is a fantastic alternative to buying your own PC. If you are looking for a VPN, then I use NordVPN as well. It's mega cheap, allows me to upload, play games, browse with more security and privacy than I would otherwise have. For both of those, links are below, and use the code BoredGamer to receive a discount on either. BoredGamer is supported by its community via Patreon, the YouTube join button, Subscribestar, Twitch, direct donations, people throwing ships at me. A massive thank you to everyone that goes the extra mile to support me. It genuinely does help. Just like everything else, links are below for people that would like to get involved with that as well. But if you want to give feedback, there are details there that you can get onto my Discord, discord.gg/BoredGamer, or contact@boredgamer.co.uk if you want to send me an email. Just get in contact, give me feedback. Whatever your thoughts, I'd love to hear from you.